Hey guys, today I'm going to be replacing the water pump on this 1962 Farmall 140. This one has the C123 engine, so it has a water pump right here. And basically the bearing in the end of this has gone bad. You can test the bearing by wobbling the blade back and forth. If you have slop in it like this, that means that bearing's starting to go bad. Also, you can hear it like squeaking and squealing while it's running, going. And as far as I know, there's not really any way to get up in there and really oil that bearing. And at this point, it's kind of too late. This thing sat outside for like 10 years, so I'm not surprised that it has this kind of issue. So we have to remove the radiator. There's just a bolt here, and then there's two bolts on the bottom. And the two on the bottom, unfortunately, are just spinning, and I can't get up behind there to hold them some way, so I think I'm gonna have to cut them off with the angle grinder, and then we'll get this thing popped off. I've already kind of drained the fluid. To do that, I just loosened this hose clamp and then got this bent butter knife in there to kind of pry it over and drain it out. Got them bolts cut off. There it is. A little bit sludgy in there. Looks like we just got to loosen this bolt, scoot the alternator up, and then we'll obviously pull the fan. These 4 bolts in the end here to disconnect this. The bolts holding the fan blade on are 7/16, and the fan blade comes off, and then this like ring that has your pulley on it, and that reveals our pump. And yeah, it definitely does not feel amazing. So I got this top one to break loose. Try this one here next. Oh yeah, no problem. Actually, that one was surprisingly loose. I do not like the way that feels. It kind of feels like it's coming loose. Kind of feels like it's twisting. Oh, I think it is coming loose. Whew. I accidentally scooted the coolant bucket over the oil pan, so I had oil dripping into the coolant, which I don't think is great. Top right, bottom, top left. So all 3 bolts are different sizes, so just be aware of that when you start taking this thing off. So may have run into a problem. I think this kit only came with 1 gasket. This appears to be the gasket that goes between the pump and this back plate, which obviously the gasket was toast. It kind of looks like it was actually leaking out right there. You can see it was definitely leaking out right here. But I don't have this gasket that goes between here and there. So unfortunately, that might put us at a standstill unless I can use some kind of gasket maker. This is the side that faces the engine, so that's the shape of the gasket that I need. And then that's the side that faces the pump. It would appear that this gasket goes right here like this. So I can reuse this metal plate on the new one. See that? So I'm not exactly impressed with the quality of this surface on here, but we're going to go ahead and reuse it, and hopefully it'll seal up fine. Brushed it really well and cleaned it with some brake parts cleaner, and now I'm going to throw that new gasket on there and bolt it to the new pump. So I'm going to be using this water pump and thermostat housing gasket maker to go between the pump and the engine block. Should be fine. I just don't have the time or desire to wait for a specific gasket to come. Water pump and thermostat housing RTV offers the highest water glycol resistance in an RTV silicone. For best results, surface should be clean and dry. Pierce top of tube and apply a continuous 1/16 to 1/4 inch bead of silicone to one surface surrounding all bolt holes Assemble parts immediately while silicone is still wet. Finger tighten until material begins to squeeze out around flange. Let dry for 1 hour, then tighten to torque specification. Allow 24 hours to fully cure before filling with fluids or returning to service. So we won't be able to actually put liquid in this until tomorrow afternoon if we get it done right now. But that should work. So this is the gasket that it's replacing, so we'll be fairly generous. Hi, Everly.
She just smacked her face on this and she like went like this. She's fine.
Oh, hi. Everly, look.
Everly.
Hi. So I've got the surface clean. I cleaned it with some brake cleaner as well. So I got it applied there. Goes this one right here. This one right here. So we'll get these tightened in until it squeezes out the gasket, and then we'll let it sit for an hour before we tighten them the rest of the way. So it's been like an hour. I decided it was a little bit too warm or too cool in here. I don't know if the manual for that or the instructions said anything about temp, but usually they're talking about like 70 degrees and it's like 55 in here, and then we'll torque it to spec, which in this case I'm just gonna tighten it till I think it's good. So not like when we did the head you should do properly, but I think for this it doesn't matter as much. So fan blades back on. Made these new rubber deals out of just some scrap rubber we had laying around, and got new carriage bolts. I welded this glob onto the side of the carriage bolts so that it's even more difficult for them to turn, because the other carriage bolts were like stripping out, but these ones should be more impervious to that. So there it is, all put back together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the coolant back in. I just soaked the oil off the top of the liquid using a rag. Like, you just drop it on the top, let it float for a second, and it actually picks up all the oil really well. Also, the coolant has settled out, so it actually looks pretty good now. There's just a lot of rust in the system that is kind of suspended. So I'll put this in, and later on if I want to change it I can drain it down again, but as long as I don't dump in that last bit that has some sediment in it, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Look for leaks now. Wow, can run at such a slow idle. Well, no leaks, so I think we're good. So, got the exhaust put back on, and I actually added this piece right over top of what was there before. You can see I just put 4 little tack welds to hold it on there, but that'll help keep rain out of this and just blast the exhaust back. A flapper would be good, but I don't have one right now, and that piece of furnace exhaust tubing stuff is pretty fine. So let's drive this thing out of here. I like that exhaust, that looks good.